the Indian insurance market. We will look at the regulatory environment, the market structure, the players who get involved in the market, and what are their roles. Always remember that any activity does not get performed only by the people who do that activity. They always need support services from different other entities. Let's say manufacturing company. They require raw material from somebody else. They require electricity from other company. They require water connection from somebody else. So there are support and ancillary services. Same logic applies to insurance companies also. So when I say the players and their roles, these are the people who are service providers who provide different types of activities which are supplemental to basic role of insurance. Let us look at the regulatory environment. The statutes and regulations. Primary legislation is the Insurance Act 1938 and the IRDA Act 1999. Many people wrongly presume that with the introduction of IRDA Act, the Insurance Act 1938 is abolished. It is not so. IRDA Act has effected amendments in the Insurance Act 1938. Oh, this is a fine print, so I will read out. Other insurance related legislation. Along with the Insurance Act 1938, there were some insurance rules prescribed in 1939. Then came the Life Insurance Act 1956, General Insurance Business Nationalization (GIBNA) in 1972. There is the Arbitration and Conciliation Act 1996, LIC rules 1956. They came along with the LIC Act, Marine Insurance Act, Motor Vehicles Act, Negotiable Instruments Act, Personal Injuries, Compensation Insurance, Public Liability Insurance Act. This came after the Bhopal gas tragedy, after which the government made it compulsory for people dealing with hazardous substances to have compulsory liability insurance. There are Public Liability Insurance rules, War Injuries Compensation Insurance Act, Insurance Ombudsman Redressal of Public Grievances Rules 1998. There is a large number of things. Other relevant acts, some of them I have already mentioned. Exchange Control Regulations of Reserve Bank of India. There are two sets of regulations. One relates to life insurance, one relates to general insurance or non-life. The one which relates to life insurance is called LIM, Life Insurance Memorandum, General Insurance Memorandum. Why exchange control comes into picture? Because you do reinsurance, you pay premium to the reinsurers in foreign currency. You get claims from them in the foreign currency. And that is where the exchange control regulations prescribe what should be the methodology, the way or the discipline that you have to follow. There are Indian Factories Act, the Boilers Act, the Mines Act. There is some repetition in this slide. Plus there are safety rules of plant and machinery. These are indicative things. Now let us look at the important provisions from the insurance legislation. All of you must have heard these words, 64VB. People like us who have spent a lot of time in insurance industry, for us we don't have to ask anybody what is 64VB. This relates to section 64VB of the Insurance Act, which prescribes that unless the premium is received by the insurance company, no cover is granted. Then there are provisions in the Act for collecting premium in installments. The premium in installments is allowed to be collected only on long-term policies which are for a period of more than 12 months. Such policies are not many. You will find these policies in marine cargo section or in the project insurance section like contractors all risk or erection all risk. Non-admitted insurance not allowed. What is non-admitted? Let us look at what is admitted. The insurance of any property situated or to be situated in India has to be done with an insurance company registered in India. This is admitted insurance. Such an insurance done with a foreign insurance company overseas is not admitted as per Indian legislation. As per this Act, any loss which is in excess of rupees 20,000 has to be independently surveyed, assessed by an independent loss adjuster. There are certain criteria, certain entities where agents are not allowed to procure business. In that situation, this class of clients, they are allowed certain commission which otherwise would have gone to the agent. So this is called discount in premium in lieu of agency commission. Who are these people? They are corporate bodies, private or public, or statutory bodies with a paid-up capital of rupees 10 lakhs, cooperative societies with paid-up capital of rupees 5 lakhs, or business under the control of banks. In these cases, premium is charged on the basis of gross premium less commission. What are the salient features of the Indian market? IRDA is the sole authority on all aspects of all insurance business, whether life or non-life or reinsurance. Composite insurance company not allowed. The word composite here means life and non-life together. Non-admitted insurance not permitted, we discussed this. Cash and carry market, that is section 64 VB. First the premium, then you are on the risk. Direct broking is allowed. Reinsurance brokers are licensed. Agents have to be in conformity with training and certification criteria. Agents to be trained by IRDA accredited institutes only. Surveyors, or they are also called as loss adjusters, to be licensed by IRDA on the basis of professional qualification, training and experience. Plus there is the examination. Reinsurance program or the reinsurance style, what each insurance company wants to do for the financial year, they have to submit it to IRDA for prior approval 45 days in advance of the renewal date. In India, our financial year is 1st April to next year 31st March. So if 1st April is the renewal of all reinsurance arrangements for all insurance companies and GIC. If 45 days in advance means by 15th of February, all these people have to submit their reinsurance program to IRDA for approval. The Ombudsman rules provide redressal mechanism for clients for solutions on disputes. What is the structure of the market? You have regulatory bodies, you have insurance companies, reinsurance companies, you have intermediaries, you have specialists, you have educational institutes. IRDA, insurance councils and ombudsman, these are the regulatory bodies. There are two separate councils for life insurance and general insurance. The insurers, reinsurers, there are life insurers. Today LIC is a government-owned life insurance company, plus there are private players. Exact names and numbers prevailing on a particular day can be seen from IRDA website. Same thing applies to non-life insurance companies. See, at the time of nationalization of general insurance business in 72, you have heard yesterday that 107 companies prevailing that time or conducting business that time were merged into 4 subsidiaries of GIC, General Insurance Corporation. These were the National Insurance Company, the New India Assurance Company, the Oriental Insurance Company, Oriental Fire and General Insurance Company, the United India Insurance Company. Subsequently, with liberalization, these four companies' subsidiaries are delinked from GIC, and today in the non-life sector, all these four companies are the government-owned insurance companies, general insurance companies, plus there are about 24 insurance companies in this general insurance sector. GIC Re, GIC's function today is Indian Reinsurance Company. They are the only registered reinsurance company in India today. There are specialized reinsurance companies like the Export Credit Guarantee Commission. They protect the exporters from certain types of eventualities. Agriculture Insurance Company. Dedicated health insurance companies like the Apollo and there are two more. Postal Insurance. These are the specialized classes, specialized insurers. Intermediaries. Individual agents, corporate agents, brokers, direct brokers, reinsurance brokers, or a composite broker who is licensed to conduct both direct and reinsurance business. Plus banks, where banks also sell certain insurance products. So they work as an intermediary to that purpose. There are specialist entities like the third-party administrators who are service providers in the medical insurance or health insurance area. There are medical examiners in assessing the health risks. There are web aggregators, which is a new thing now you can find on IRDA websites. What they do is they can compare and contrast and put on the website between different products by different insurance companies. These people are also licensed by IRDA. You may not find a mention of these people in the current books because this has come after the books were published. There are surveyors and loss assessors. In the Indian practice, we call them surveyors. Internationally, they are also called loss assessors and loss adjusters. Their job is, in the event of a loss, verify, assess the claims, and make recommendations to the insurance company for settlement. Educational institutions. Insurance Institute of India is the prime first name. Today we are sitting in their campus and talking to you. Insurance Institute of India conducts the 3 levels of exams, and there are a number of other things what they do, different examinations which you will find in their examination handbook on the website. But the primary exams which are recognized in a large area of the world are licentiate examination, fellowship examination, and associateship examination and fellowship examination. Equally, they have a College of Insurance as a part of the institute, which conducts training programs of smaller durations for different levels of insurance and non-insurance executives. There is National Insurance Academy at Pune, which conducts programs of short-term durations for different people. The Indian Institute of Insurance and Risk Management, the Indian Institute of Surveyors and Loss Adjusters, ISLA. In addition, there are a number of universities which are now conducting some or the other types of diplomas and degrees for insurance. Now, what are these players and their roles? The insurance companies, they provide capacity for conducting the direct business. GIC Re provides capacity for reinsurance business. GIC Re also writes inward reinsurance business from other markets. Brokers provide direct and reinsurance broking services. Agents procure business for insurance companies. Surveyors and loss assessors, they do the loss assessment. Third party administrators, TPAs, are health insurance service provider. There is one entity called exempted insurers. These are the government insurance funds. They are not very many. Government of Maharashtra, Gujarat, Kerala, Rajasthan, and one cooperative society in West Bengal. They are the government entities. They do insurance of the properties and assets only of the those local governments. They in turn do insurance, reinsurance with Indian companies and other companies. But they are exempted from certain provisions of the insurance acts and rules. The educational institutes impart training, conduct exams. Now let us look at difference between insurance agent and broker. This was one question which came up yesterday though. An insurance agent is appointed by an insurance company. He procures business from the insured clients and places the business with the insurance companies. Today's regulations, an agent is dedicated only to a particular company. He does not do business or does not place business with different insurance companies. He is appointed by a particular company. He gives business from clients to that particular company. What happens to the brokers? See, insurance agent is appointed by the insurance company and he is paid commission by the insurance company. A insurance broker is appointed by a direct broker I am talking of, appointed by the insured client. The broker places his business with the insurance companies. Now, broker can place business with any of the companies. He is not tied up with a particular company. So he gives a service to the client and the insurance company pays him brokerage out of the premiums received from the client. So the major difference is agent is appointed by insurance company, paid by insurance company. Broker appointed by client, provides service to the client and that service reduces some amount of work for the insurance company for which the insurance company pays him part of the premium as brokerage. Where does the broker fit it? If he is a direct broker, he deals only with the insurer and the insured. He has no access to the reinsurers. He is appointed by the insured. He deals with the insurer. A reinsurance broker is appointed by the insurance company and he deals with the reinsurance company. He does not deal with the insured. Whereas the composite broker, let us look at little more detail about the reinsurance broker. The insurance company in the domestic market, this company's business he places in the international market. So he has relationship in both the markets. The composite broker who does both direct and reinsurance broking deals with all the entities, that is insured, insurers and reinsurers. For reinsurance business, the commission for the reinsurance broker or the brokerage for the reinsurance broker comes from the reinsurance company for the business given to them. Reinsurance market provides capacity. We saw some time back that insurance policy provides capacity, provides capital to a direct client for repairs replacement. Likewise, reinsurance company provides capital to the insurance company to pay losses. There are Lloyd's markets, there are syndicates of Lloyd's. The Lloyd's syndicates accept business only through accredited brokers. There are specific reinsurance companies. There are composite companies in international market who do both direct business as well as reinsurance business. The reinsurance companies which do only reinsurance business are called professional reinsurers. There are national reinsurance companies like GIC Re in India. There are underwriting agencies. There are national and international pools like the terrorism pool in India, war and nuclear pool, hull pool, different classes of business will have different pools. There are captive insurance companies, not a single one in India today. There are state corporations. I talked of the government insurance funds. They are also called as state corporations. All these people provide a source of capital by way of insurance, reinsurance. In the insurance, there are two types of markets. There are people, the reinsurance companies, who give quotation, and based on that quotation, other reinsurance companies accept business. The people who quote are called lead reinsurers or quoting markets. The other reinsurance companies are called following or support markets. The lead reinsurer is who negotiates the terms and conditions, and he is the one who services that, or he is the one who decides on what should be the terms and conditions. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, what we have seen today is a little much wider area as compared to yesterday. My suggestion is have a look at the book. Read the corresponding lesson numbers 3 and 4. There will be still more clarity, and then pass on your questions to us. We shall be glad to address all questions together at the end. Thank you very much.